Yeah, and Seki, right there, everyone is looking forward to qualify. So, what they battle it out. I'm so happy that these two countries, Ghana and South Africa, they're not in Nigeria's group.
And the rivalry, even though we don't have the rivalry, dates back when South Africa burst onto the scene after the end of apartheid and all that. Nigeria and Ghana, those are the teams they were trying to. And everything started from South Africa in 96. They defeated the Ghanaians. And from then, it's always been... And it's good to see Charles Akuno back in the limelight.
Yes, you know, Charles Akuno was a great player during his own 80s. It was part of the first African team to win an Olympic medal, which is bronze at Barcelona 92. And it was a mainstay of the Ghanaian team. It was even part of the Ghanaian team that went under 21 in Australia in 1993 and the loss of Brazilians in the finals. So he has been one of the great Ghanaian guys. I'm happy to see him here because with his very left and ferocious left foot, scoring goals for the Ghanaians. Now, the rivalry, immediately after the apartheid, the South Africans hosted the Nations Cup. Unfortunately, due to the political turmoil between our former president and the South African authorities, we couldn't attend the South Africa 96. So the South Africa went on to win the Nations Cup. So in the quarterfinals, they played the Ghanaians. I was expecting the Ghanaians to put a good show. But unfortunately, they overran the Ghanaians. It was a 3-0 game at the FNB Stadium. So that's where the rivalry started. And the rivalry have not abated till now. Because the South Africans, though, they may now have top European-based players, they've been a very good team, and they always put up good show against top African side.
All right.
So to me, it would be a cracker both in Accra and in Johannesburg.
All right. So fingers crossed we'll see the group that has Ghana and South Africa, the group that has Cameroon and Cote d'Ivoire. That's the place to see. All right. We have to travel abroad right now and talk about the English Premier League. We expected that one game out of the games that were played yesterday, one game was going to make us talk this morning, and it lived up. It lived up to expectation. Let's take a look at the results for Tuesday. There you have it. 10-man Arsenal played a 2-2 draw with Chelsea. You had Aston Villa beating Watford 2-1. You had Crystal Palace losing to Southampton by 2 goals. These are some of the results in the English Premier League. You had Everton playing a 2-2 draw with Newcastle United. And, of course, Manchester City had Sergio Aguero to thank because Sheffield United were almost running away with a draw. But before we take some reactions, Wale, in a few seconds, your thoughts on the Chelsea-Arsenal game?
That was a cracker of a game. You know, after the dismissal of David Luiz, Chelsea leading 2-0.
Any arguments about the red?
No.
Okay.
No. That was a rash tackle from him, man. Well,
and it was the last man.
It was the last man, deserved to believe. But Arsenal, and Cecilia, all of a sudden they came back to that game. What to me, it boils down to the inexperience on the Chelsea side.
Okay.
That's been their greatest undoing this season. They have good players, young good players, but the experience on that part, on the part of players, have been lacking. And I think it's not only on the players, that inexperience is also coming from the bench.
Okay.
Because this is the first time
game management.
Frank Lampard is managing a top side, apart from managing in the English Football League, leading their derby to the playoff. Unfortunately, lost out. So it's not only from the players only. It's the train and the flow and pattern is coming from the bench, and Chelsea cannot seal that game.
Okay. All right. So let's take reactions from the managers. We'll hear from Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager, and of course Frank Lampard. Let's get their thoughts after that 2-2 draw. Mikel Arteta, obviously, of the two managers, would be happy with that result.
I think Arteta, of course, because, I mean, they played 2/3 of the game. You mentioned that earlier, you know, with 10 players. And you're thinking, and Chelsea also scoring first from that penalty, you know, and you'll be thinking, and at the time it was 2-1. So I was thinking just maybe Chelsea will win it. But just give it to the captain. I mean, the standing captain of the team. Sometimes when you need these players to step up, they do. And that's what the standing captain had to do in that final moment for him to be able to get Arsenal back into the game. I think Arteta is happier because you don't really expect to go to Stamford Bridge and collect all the points, knowing that the same Chelsea, you know, came to Emirates, and of course they thought they were going to win it, but somehow Chelsea were able to get all the points. And Chelsea, they lost at the weekend. You expect them to bounce back and win. Arsenal had a draw at the weekend, so who needed this more? It was obviously going to be Chelsea. But not being able to win at home again, I mean, it's a ridiculous one.
The manner of the loss,
he doesn't really have much excuse.
To add what to Sister I just said, the manner of the loss over the weekend is almost the same pattern. They had the position against Newcastle. They had a chance, couldn't cover it. And just at the death of the last minute, Newcastle got that goal from heading.
How do you play against 10 players and not being able to...
And 10 players again, not able to seal that victory.
And Arsenal scored their two goals, bad for them because after with 10 players.
The battle for the top 4 is becoming fiercer.
Is it really fierce, or just maybe it's becoming too ridiculous?
Some mediocre performances.
Too ridiculous.
From the teams.
That's what we're saying.
You know, we've given it to Liverpool.
We understand that. Nobody's contending
so we're talking about the last 3 spots.
Even the last 3 spots. For instance,
let's the last 2.
Last two, because Leicester City, for instance, Leicester City, for instance, Man City are now 6 points clear of Leicester City. Yes. So Leicester know that they need to win a game today. They are in action today. They know that they need to win a game today to be able to at least close the gap. So you're thinking the first and second may just be sealed. So you're looking at the third and the fourth spot. And between Manchester United floundering, Leicester and Chelsea. You can't even talk about Tottenham right now because you don't know
what's
the game, what they're going to bring it to the party.
The reason why I said top 4 is that normally it's top 4, but we know that the top 2 are already home and dry.
Okay.
That was our expectation. Right. But the third and the fourth position, to me, it has been the level of inconsistency is very, very high. Because Leicester will have been the side that will have made it, that will have clinged the third spot. But unfortunately, in the past 6 games, they've not been there. After being schooled by Man City and Liverpool, they've lost the valve.
They don't have anything to do. Let's take a look at the games for tonight, because these players, the team is talking about, will be in action today. We have Leicester City and West Ham, they'll be in action. Also, Tottenham and Norwich City, another team that are trying to see if they can get into top 4, but right now it's not looking good for them. Of course, Manchester United and Burnley, you want to know the team that they will feature. Now, let's take a reaction from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, talking ahead of this game, and the fact that he's not worried about the squad, nor getting players, just want to focus on this game they're playing tonight.
Tunisia